jerk! And suit up.
Pretty easy, right?
Hey! I killed you, Connor! Don't make me get your mom!
I'm going to be breaking down How I Met Your Mother episode by episode, starting with episode 1. Firstly, I'd like to mention this video is heavily inspired by Yez's series doing the same with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Here I've collected 70 details on How I Met Your Mother's The Pilot.
Kids, I'm gonna tell you an incredible story.
In the original script, it was meant to be 2029, but it was probably changed because 2030 sounds better. It makes sense for Ted to have a replica Empire State Building in the back. The diploma actually says Ted Mosby and NYU. Because the pilot was filmed separately from the rest of the show, the kids on the couch, what they're wearing, the couch, and everything in the background changes from this episode to every other episode. Also, because all the kids' shots were shot at the same time, the kids knew the ending already from the beginning. This is the first instance where we see the theme song playing. We can actually see Ted and Lily sharing a sandwich.
With Marshall, my best friend from college.
You can also see Carl the bartender in the back.
You drink a toast, you have sex on the kitchen floor.
You can see all of Ted's architecture gear in the back. So I think it's the Terminator, but I've got no idea who that cutout is in the back, so please, if anybody knows, let me know. Originally in the script, Marshall thinks that distress is actually cancer.
Sorry, we thought you were asleep. It's physics, Marshall. If the bottom bunk moves, the top bunk moves too.
We actually see this in a future episode.
Other first things?
That's a Pizza Hut box on top of the fridge.
My God. You're getting engaged tonight.
The position of his shoulder changes here.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight?
It looks like they grab a couple of fresh beers from the fridge, but Ted just opens it with his hand and Marshall's is already open. Those beers are prop beers called Heisler.
Lebanese girls are the new half Asians.
This was probably done for safety reasons, but the barber is not actually holding the knife correctly.
Hey, you want to do something tonight?
Okay, meet me at the bar in 15 minutes and suit up!
A counter to show how many times it says suit up in the entire show. In the original script, Ted actually agreed to wear a suit, which will explain why in the next scene he says this.
Hey, where's your suit?
They also discussed that Superman wears a supersuit. Both McLaren's pub and its bartender Carl are named after the co-creator Carter Bay's assistant, Carl McLaren.
Just once when I say suit up, I wish you'd put on a suit.
I did, that one time.
It was a blazer.
This is actually an important distinction because a blazer is designed to mismatch your pants, and a suit would be having both matching pants and a jacket.
Before long, I'm that weird middle-aged bachelor their kids call Uncle Ted.
Just like Barney is to his kids.
And me? I'm calling up your Uncle Barney.
Ted, I'm gonna teach you how to live.
I'd like to take a moment to appreciate the attention to detail here. In the beginning, I was going to point out that you're not allowed to smoke in bars, and there's a lit cigarette in the bar. I was going to play the clip from a season 5 episode that made me laugh.
Remember when you used to be able to smoke in bars?
Hey, dude, I think that hot girl over there is smiling at me.
That's a chair, but yeah, dude, hit that.
Guys! Marco! Polo!
And then I looked it up, and it's actually so accurate that in that scene, there was a cigarette because that's when smoking was legal. Here, Barney's beer is pretty full, but then in the next shot,
Suits are cool. Exhibit A. Lesson.
it is completely empty.
Right, you're right. I guess it's just your best friend gets engaged, you start thinking about that stuff.
I thought I was your best friend. Ted, say I'm your best friend.
Another long, reoccurring gag of the show.
Good. And as your best friend, I suggest we play a little game I like to call Have You Met Ted?
Guess how many times they say this throughout the show? Stay tuned and find out.
Yasmin.
It's a very pretty name.
Thanks. It's Lebanese.
Yes, it is originally ancient Persian meaning beauty and grace, and is very common across the whole Middle East.
It was finger painting day at school, and a 5-year-old boy got to second base with me.
That handprint is way too large to have been made by a 5-year-old. In the original script, she mentions the kid's name is Justin Stengel, which is a nod to the real writer Justin Stengel who worked with them on The Late Show with David Letterman, and is also credited as the one who invented the line,
Have you met Ted?
fret not though, because his name may be cut here, but it comes back as Barney's doppelganger in season 6.
Wow! It is like looking into a poorly dressed mirror.
Which is also a nod to Neil Patrick Harris's previous role as Dookie Howser, MD. I can't help looking at the guy in the background. about the box in the cabinet being slanted really gives it a guy's apartment feel. Just wanted to make a quick note that the soap bottle in the background has been flipped in order to not show the actual brand and logo to not give them free advertisement. Just like pretty much everything in this kitchen. When they put the bottle down, the foil is still on. And then when they wake up, the foil is off.
I'm sorry. Carl's my boyfriend.
The actor for Carl the bartender, Joe Neves, was actually originally cast to play a cop in a deleted scene. But since nobody told him that the scene was deleted, he showed up anyway to set, and that's when they decided to give him the role as bartender instead.
Hi, have you met Ted?
Hi.
In between shots, Robin's bag just climbs right back up to her
So
shoulder.
what do you do?
I'm a reporter for Metro News 1.
Oh, how about tomorrow night?
Yeah. What the hell?
I'm sorry, $20 for a martini? Are you kidding me?
I'm so sorry. Take us to the hospital.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you hit her?
The answer is yes. Yes, he hit her.
Wow. That is one badass blue French horn.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a French horn, that's a mellophone.
Lily?
We see you. Yeah, we see you, Marshall.
How long have you been sitting there? Stupid eye patch.
I'm not here to point out every little discrepancy between the script and the show, but I do think it's important to know some of these, as now we see that originally, Marshall was written as quite a hypochondriac, and in this specific scene, thinks he has doggy rabies.
My perfect woman?
Let's see. She likes dogs?
Wait a second, enhance. 2 books I can make out behind Marshall. One of them is The Excuse Factory, which could be a nod to Ted at Work with Hammond Druthers. And above that is a travel guide for Italy, which makes a lot of sense. We see in a later episode that Lily really wants to go to Italy.
What if we move to Rome? You know, I've had a jar of olives just sitting in my fridge forever.
Why would she have a jar of olives if she doesn't like olives?
It is on till the break of dawn.
Originally, Marshall was supposed to sing Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye, but they probably couldn't get permission for it and went for something improvised
And if
instead.
you don't believe me, call him.
Only a true architect like Ted Mosby could really appreciate a picture of a building.
Opinion on something.
Okay, meet me at the bar in 15 minutes and suit up! Still not wearing a suit.
Penn Pavels, another fictional beer company.
Batter eyes at you in Morse code. Ted, kiss me.
Those were not nearly enough dots and dashes to create a full word, let alone multiple. Lily goes, picks up her cup of wine, and now it's back on the table.
Reporting from Metro 1 News.
Yeah, I didn't jump.
Metro News 1?
Oh.
Well, kind of a reporter.
So which one is it? I'm kind of going for One Metro News.
I gotta do what that guy couldn't. I gotta take the leap. Okay, not a perfect metaphor, because for me it's fall in love and get married, and for him it's death.
Actually, that is a perfect metaphor.
Hey, that's my job. The previous cab has a meter, Ranjit does not.
Stop the car. Pull over right here. Go, go, go!
Where'd all the stuff on the dashboard come from?
Excuse me? Pardon me?
Yeah, okay, the couple on the right stayed multiple hours and moved seats. He parked, but you can tell in the rear windshield that he's in the middle of the road. And the books are gone, of course.
Olives with some gin and vermouth?
Some would call that a martini. The song is Cigarettes and Coffee by Otis Redding from 1966.
I think I'm in love with you.
What? What?
What?
What?
2 weeks ago, Spanish bar on 79th Street, dish of olives. You had some. What up?
I can't express how much I looked, but I looked so much for a Spanish bar on the 79th Street and the area as well. Spoiler warning, there isn't one.
So Orlando, you gonna hit Disney World?
Interesting book choice for someone who doesn't want to get married.
Let's go. We can still make last call. What do you say, Lil? Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum?
This scene was supposed to be very different, where Marshall and Lily end up buying another bottle of champagne and opening it when a police officer, Joe Neves, ends up arresting them for having alcohol and not concealing it. And Ranjit and Barney also leave independently, so Ted needs to take the F train back either way.
So when you tell this story to your friends, could you avoid the word psycho? I'd prefer eccentric.
Psycho does mean more aggressive rather than eccentric.
Probably never see her again.
They're hiding Ranjit here pretty well.
What?
And this is something you can only see afterwards, but you can see his suit right here.
There's no such thing as the signal. But yeah, that was the signal.
To the future.
Everyone's glass is empty in between cuts.
Do one hell of a night.
Now it's time to play what non-filler word was used the most throughout the entire episode. The answer is
Olives.
It's olive.
Olive.
The olive's olive.
Olives.
Get those olives.
Do you like those olives?
Olive. Hate olives.
Hate olive.
Dish of olive.
My olives. Olive.
Olive.
I want my olives.
Your olive.
Olives.
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 Thank you all for watching, and let me know if you want to see episode 2.